The information is really unbelievable. I am going to give it to you now. This also applies to those who are paying attention. Assuming you are about to absorb this knowledge, congrats. If this is your first video on my channel, congratulations. This could appear to be a really harsh video, considering it is the first one on my channel. Please watch the other videos, educate yourself, and return to this one. However, for all members of the original generation, the community will remain unique and noteworthy. 4 hours ago, we dropped off a panel at the Bank for International Settlements, garnering 95 views. Before we get into Boom, you will hear from Fabio Panetta, the Bank of Italy's governor. Would you please have a look at that? It's going just as planned. Umar Farouk has produced a brief video clip. Something that Brad Garlinghouse has been stating for a very long time, and I've tried and examined EXP to show you why it didn't work. Now that they're all aware of it, what should we do next? Let's create an atmosphere for this. Adjust the video's tone to 1 out of 2, but to be honest, this is something we've been saying for a very long time, and it works really well, Dumitru. I'm glad to see that you folks are starting to understand, but let's just settle this by saying that JP Morgan and Bank of America both had the equivalent of JP Morgan coin and Bank of America. Did you know that? In actuality, those two are really intricate. Given what Brad mentioned earlier, this undertaking would be extremely complex without a 247 RTGS system or a real-time ledger at the heart of a wholesale CBDC. I stated thus, will Morgan Stanley utilize the JP Morgan coin? You may not be aware of this. So, will the city make use of JP Morgan coins? If you're simply moving, the answer is no. The BFA will use PNC, a JP Morgan currency. It must be dollar to dollar, or 1 to 1, within the JP Morgan ledger. To be quite honest, I had no idea what the solution was, and then I remembered what Ryan had said. Well, having this is a terrific thing. We have an internal token, but our customers may prefer a different bank or city token. They are in favor of cross-bank, cross-border liquidity. It appears that the situation will only improve once you have completed listening to Fabio Panetta. All you'll want to do is head to Italy. You want to kiss him tenderly. This is because he shared with us his life's behind-the-scenes details. Select memes enter that. I want to thank every one of you. Thank you for your kind comments about the Whale Watcher. Some of the coins match the targets in the recently released report. Remember, I indicated a limited quantity of copies would be available. I'm taking it down after today. Therefore, I don't want anyone entering. The only items at the top of this list that you can purchase are memes. Panetta must state that to provide users with a seamless payment experience both domestically and internationally, we should make sure that CBDCs are interoperable with current payment methods. Some jurisdictions may implement HSBC while others do not, and as a result, some are moving faster than others. There is also a risk of fragmentation in systems, in addition to other CBDCs. The action plan for 2024 by the UH Committee on Payments and Market Infrastructure includes cross-border transaction CBDC. Yoon just remarked that I am the committee's chair and that we are now figuring out how central banks may work together to cross-board the CBDC features efficiently. He is referring to the Payments and Markets Infrastructures Committee. The UH Committee's work program on UH payments and market infrastructure includes cross-border CBDC, a crucial inclusion as he discusses enhancing the effectiveness and interoperability of cross-border transaction CBDC. He's suggesting that the Committee on Payment has a lot to say. Currently, Market Infrastructure is developing a Ripple design so that CBDC can offer a way to connect different currencies via XRP's built-in interoperability with other central banks' ledgers, can facilitate effective cross-border and cross-asset transactions. Cross-ledger communication protocols or cross-issuance, using XRP as a bridge currency, can accomplish this. The effort includes cross-border CBDC. The UH Committee's Payments and Market Infrastructure program is extensive because it spans 4 hours. Indeed, the panel took place a few days ago, encompassing multiple components such as SWIFT, CLS, and MasterCard, among others. These are you have a sound financial foundation. Financial infrastructure is what Ripples are. Ripple Partner is a financial company that provides goods to its partners, and we also have new banks specifically designed for individual people. Warren Buffett, a prominent investor in Ripple Partner and a partner of Australia's Commonwealth Bank, has invested all his money in the new bank due to ongoing testing at Ripple Partner. Yes, and that has repercussions. A new bank is collaborating with RippleNet. How does Warren Buffett know that you will soon be receiving a new bank? Since they will be saving money on fees, they will increase their revenue. We'll see how it works out, but Warren Buffett's decision to join a new bank should raise some red flags. Now, for the most crucial portion of Fabio's remarks, pay close attention. Wow! Maybe we're utilizing external DLT platforms. However, as I indicated, I am paying attention to this. Previously, a significant number of central banks were actively participating in CBDC initiatives within wholesale CBDC projects. Allow me to offer an example from the perspective of the Eurosystem, as we are currently engaged in the Eurosystem is testing new DLT-based solutions, and it's unclear how these trials might affect the intended services. One possibility is to use this to interact with target services, settling the Euro cash leg of transactions and central bank money. Target services are the infrastructure that we utilize for interbank transactions in the Euro region. We are looking into building a technological link between the external private D platform and the external private detail platform that manages tokenized digital assets, and the cash settlement system of the central bank. The option primarily focuses on potential use cases. We are primarily focusing on use scenarios such as delivery against payment, secondary market trades, and securities lifecycle management, but we are also exploring other potential options. We've developed a prototype Euro system as one alternative. I'm curious what the technological barriers are to the external private DLT platform that we're investigating. Considering his assertion that the CPM, you know that they're working on this now, and he continues by saying it gets much more dramatic when he talks about RTG, TAS, and Target, or just Target, later in the film, when we are investigating one option to build a technology bridge to an external private DLT platform. For a very long time, Ripple has been quite popular in the EU because it has many ties to RTGS, TAS, Target, and the EU. Just look at this tweet from 2014, for example. TAS supports Ripple, the new global real-time settlement that everyone's talking about. It takes time to talk about things, you know? Oh, did you know? Is probably what's on everyone's mind. The adoption occurred in 2014. Why has it reached this point? We didn't have clear international regulations back then, as we do now. Recall that we are connecting all economies. To ensure fair competition, an asset must traverse multiple jurisdictions and undergo control at every stage. The Task Group webpage provides a detailed explanation of this. As you all know, the Bank of England tested Ripple. However, it's important to note that this testing differs from what Fabian previously stated. We successfully integrated the Ripple solution with 2 simulated RTG systems hosted in the cloud, demonstrating our ability to process a successful cross-border payment across 2 RTG systems. Ripple is coming up with ready-to-do tasks. Simultaneously, we demonstrated that the rejection of a cross-border payment attempt due to receiving party validation constitutes a positive failure. Please pay attention to this section, since transactions will not be respected on the other end. One such challenge is liquidity availability, which the proof of concept enabled the bank and Ripple to start investigating. The bank is thinking about additional proof of concepts to deepen its comprehension of the synchronization concept's dimensions, and they have been working on this for years because building it takes time, as you can see. Managing liquidity is the most difficult aspect. Also, keep in mind that we frequently discuss having substantial market depth and liquidity. Since this will be critical, let's simply refer to last year's roadmap for the real-time gross settlement service. After 2024, they made another reference. Join us as we near completion, demonstrating how to accomplish synchronized FTX transactions in two distinct simulated RTGS systems. Brad Garlinghouse established the mood. An alert was issued. There will be many players in this, but it's important to remember that Brad Garlinghouse laid the foundation for us to be the pioneers of the entire ecosystem. I believe it was significantly different a few years ago, and I've been in Silicon Valley for around 20 years. Its uniqueness is what distinguishes what is happening now from the past. The retail sector overtook institutional investors and drove prices higher, but the COVID bubble persisted. Here, the exact reverse has occurred. Previously, there was retail and somewhat speculative interest in the market, but now institutional money is starting to enter and gives XRP a shout out for that video. Nonetheless, I recall the release date of his work. And I'm like, wow, you really did that after all. Even though they stopped because they knew the banks were going to come in, they managed to instill fear in the markets. Given where we are now and where we will be in a year, I can't even begin to imagine how crazy things will get. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, please know that I value every one of you. We will return soon with another video.